People have always wondered what it would take to time travel. In this video we will dive into that by building off of the contents of a video called, "What is Missing from Our Understanding of Existence?" Today, we're diving deep into the technical blueprints of an interstellar vessel that exists purely at the bleeding edge of physics. From nanoscale fabrication to harnessing the universe's most violent energy sources and even bridging the human mind through quantum mechanics, this is the technical breakdown of an EEG-mediated gravity ship. Our journey begins with the hull, specifically, a sophisticated, oblique van der Waals layer, a nanophotonic structure designed for external sensing and internal visualization. Think of it as a skin that sees and projects. This video specifies fabricating a tic-tac-like nanostructure. This involves stacking atomically thin materials like graphene or hexagonal boron nitride, HBN. To enhance its functionality, the layer is infused with two key components, titanium dioxide, titanium 4 oxide, and an EEG-compatible metal, typically silver, Ag. The fabrication process is complex, relying on lithography to pattern the oblique, tic-tac-like shape, then using atomic layer deposition, or ALD, to add a thin coating of titanium 4 oxide. This titanium 4 oxide acts as a dielectric waveguide, amplifying light confinement. Finally, a discontinuous layer of silver is added for conductivity and to act as a plasmonic enhancer. The core function? It harnesses polaritons, which are light-matter hybrid states, to achieve projection, environmental recording, and a form of internal visualization, allowing the ship to effectively see its surroundings via near-field interactions at the quantum scale. Next, we must discuss the power plant. The design calls for a modular, 6-layered spherical core capable of handling two vastly different energy sources, antimatter annihilation and thermonuclear fusion. Here's the breakdown of the 6 concentric layers and their dual function. Starting at the innermost layer, the containment chamber surrounds and isolates the energy source. In an antimatter configuration, this chamber is typically 5 to 20 centimeters thick, built from ultra-high vacuum structures using beryllium or carbon fiber reinforced diamond, with superconducting coils providing electromagnetic suspension to levitate the antimatter. In a thermonuclear configuration, the chamber is 20 to 40 centimeters thick, lined with tungsten or molybdenum to withstand extreme heat and shaped to support tokamak-style magnetic confinement of plasma. Moving outward, the energy absorption layer forms the second layer and is generally 30 to 100 centimeters thick, depending on the radiation environment. For antimatter systems, it uses lead or tantalum doped with gadolinium to attenuate gamma rays, with embedded photovoltaic-like cells converting those rays directly into electricity. For thermonuclear systems, a lithium-6 blanket of similar thickness captures neutrons for tritium breeding and channels heat into internal exchangers. The third layer outward is the thermal management layer, usually 5 to 15 centimeters thick, composed of graphene-based heat pipes, diamond films, or other ultraconductive materials. In thermonuclear systems, this layer must also handle plasma-facing heat loads, so its thickness may reach the upper end of the range. Beyond that lies the secondary shielding layer, which is significantly thicker, typically 50 to 150 centimeters depending on expected neutron and gamma flux. Antimatter systems use boron carbide and polyethylene for neutron absorption, along with additional lead for gamma shielding. Thermonuclear systems rely on berated steel or boron-10 enriched concrete to capture high-energy neutrons. Further outward is the energy conversion layer, which is usually 10 to 30 centimeters thick. In antimatter systems, this layer contains semiconductor stacks such as silicon carbide that convert gamma-induced electron cascades into electrical power stored in supercapacitors. In thermonuclear systems, this layer houses thermoelectric generators or interfaces with steam turbine heat extraction systems. Finally, the outermost layer is the structural shell, typically 5 to 25 centimeters thick, depending on the required mechanical strength. Both configurations use titanium alloys or Inconel reinforced with carbon nanotube composites to withstand internal pressures, thermal stresses, and external impacts while protecting the entire core. The two systems are a trade-off. Antimatter provides exponentially greater energy density, but requires perfect isolation and robust gamma shielding. Fusion is more technologically mature but requires intense neutron shielding and extreme temperature resistance. Finally, how do the pilots communicate across vast distances? The design proposes quantum entanglement-based communication linked to the pilot's brain activity. The process is essentially a quantum version of telepathy. Communication in this system begins first with a pair of entangled photons whose quantum states remain linked regardless of the distance between them. One photon is sent to each ship, establishing a shared quantum channel that forms the backbone of the connection. Second, when a pilot experiences a particular mental state, an EEG device resting on the scalp records the corresponding brainwave patterns, whether they reflect urgency, intention, or a more abstract impression. Third, the ship's quantum computer translates these EEG patterns into a digital signal and encodes that information onto its entangled photon, effectively imprinting the pilot's thought into a quantum state. Fourth, this encoded state is transferred instantly to the partner photon through the process of quantum teleportation. Although the quantum information itself moves without delay, it cannot be interpreted until a slower classical signal, sent by radio or laser, arrives to complete the protocol. Fifth, once both components are available, the receiving quantum computer reconstructs the original brainwave pattern. A non-invasive neural interface, such as a transcranial magnetic stimulation device, then subtly modulates the pilot's brain activity to evoke the intended sensation or impression. Instead of delivering a literal sentence, the system produces a felt intuition, something like a quiet, immediate awareness that says, "I sense danger." This system is designed to be immune to gravitational effects on its quantum linkage, but its speed remains governed by the light speed limit of the necessary classical decoding signal. The primary challenge is maintaining the quantum entanglement over long distances, a problem researchers are addressing with quantum repeaters. From nanoscopic van der Waals layers to dual-purpose power cores and quantum-linked telepathy, this vessel is a testament to blending theoretical physics and engineering.